recording. Now I'm going to rant a little bit. Let me get my rant page. Where is it? Moaning and groaning. Okay, I'm gonna rant now. So rants are not toward an individual class. My rants are when I get several emails or several people from all classes doing the same thing. Number one, I received about 6 or 7 emails from students, and I don't know if anybody in here is doing it. I'm just talking about 6 out of 6 classes, so I can't remember. Telling me what problems they missed on the test, and they think they should get them right. Can somebody tell me what is the procedure? I think this is a bonus question. What is the procedure for challenging questions on a test?
Asking to see you after class.
Wow, I must have covered that, Miss Davis. Is it writing me an email with about 6 or 7 questions attached, taking pictures, putting them on email and sending them to me through text messages? Or I never said anything like that. Okay. I am the teacher. We do things my way. We don't do things the student's way. Okay, that's number 1 rant. Number 2 rant. Do not complain to me about not being able to get stuff done when the last time you checked into the homework was 2.5 weeks ago. Okay, don't complain about not knowing the material. Don't complain about not knowing how to use your calculator. Don't complain about you don't understand the material when you haven't even opened the homework since the 1st of October. How does my class work? What does my class centralize on? Somebody tell me. Each one of my classes, what do I pull up first?
Questions.
Questions. And if there's no questions, what do I do?
Move on.
Okay, now I got one question, and Miss Davis, you don't answer this. Somebody else answer this. You already answered like 4 questions. All right. How can you send me questions is the last time you've done the homework is October 1st?
That doesn't make sense.
Exactly. My classes revolve around students doing the work and sending in questions. If you choose to not do work in 14 days, that's not my fault. That's number 2 rant. There was something else. Oh, do y'all know that I've been videoing my classes for 7 years now? And some of the classes that I received the complaints about not being able to use your calculator. I don't know how to use my calculator. I don't know how to do this material. And then I go to that section of homework, on YouTube, and guess how many views I've got on on where they're having problems? Guess how many on that? 0. So, I always thought when you watch a video, if you don't understand something, what do you hit? If you don't understand a concept on a video, what do you do?
Comment.
You hit rewind, don't you, or comment? Nothing. I mean, I don't understand where these, and again, I'm not talking, I've got 6 classes with maybe I don't know, let's say 15 in each class. That's 90 students, okay? I'm gonna say 15. It's a little bit more. We've got like 25 in this class that show up. I mean, that some of them never show up. But anyway, I'd say probably I'm getting about 6 or 8 emails from 90 students. And I know that's the minority, but it still bothers me. It bothers me because I go out of my way more than any teacher. I'm safe to say more than any teacher on helping students. And I get students that still complain. And most of them that complain haven't done homework in 2 weeks. So I'm ranting and I'm about done with the rant. And I think that's it. Yeah, I think I'm done. So I guess, when students say I could never be a teacher, I think that's what I'm feeling right now. That 1% that kind of messes everything up for everybody else. So I don't even know who the people are. I didn't even look at. Once I saw 2 or 3 emails about questions on the test, so I just ignored them. And then I saw 2 or 3 questions about, I don't even know how to use my calculator. Well, that's not my fault. I show you how to use the calculator. You got to go back and look at the videos and rewind until you understand how to punch it in the calculator. I guess I'm ranting. I'm bitching. I'm sorry.
So I
All right.
have a quick question.
What, Miss Davis?
I had a quick question. So
Yes.
I've worked for like the past 3 days in a row and I have not done the 4.1 homework. If I have questions and I ask them for next class, is that okay? Or
Yeah, that's fine. I don't
Okay.
mind doing that. That's fine. That's not what
Okay.
I'm just talking about, I've actually looked up one of those students that were complaining and they hadn't done work since October 1st.
Oh, good. I just hadn't got a chance yet, and I was going to do stuff today because I'm off today. I
No,
just
Miss
wanted to make
Davis, I'm
sure
not
I
going to
was
answer none of your questions. I don't like you.
Oh,
No, I'll be glad to answer your questions.
Thank
Okay. All right. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Mr. Bates. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for your support. But I mean, I really, I told y'all at the beginning of the semester, if you ever meet somebody that, not doing well in my class, I really, I don't understand because I do everything I can to support the student. And I just don't understand where some of these comments are coming from. I really don't. But, like I said, I'm only talking about, 4 or 5 students out of the 6 or 7 emails that I got. I don't know how to use a calculator. Well, that's what the videos are for. You go back, you rewind. How do I type that in? You rewind, you rewind, you rewind until you can figure out how to type it in. That's what the videos are for. Okay. Third thing, good thing, my class is next semester, and it's not going to mean much to y'all because most of y'all will be taking Math 111. I don't think there is one Math 111 that has not been claimed yet. And I do have one class that is not, I'm supposed to have 5 or 6 classes a semester. I told her that I would like to have 2 more classes, and she said, I'll let you know. So there's 2 classes, 1 or 2 classes that I have no idea what I'm going to be teaching. These doesn't help you any unless you want to take a Math 120, or if you want to take Math 130, which is a business calc. Y'all can take it after this class and kind of get you ready for calc. This is a business calc. It's without the trig. So you could take this with the trig, and you don't have to, you can transfer it to Clemson as a elective. Both of these, you can transfer to Clemson as elective. And some of you might be in a major that you're going to need statistics. So So these two, you could also take Math 103 as an elective. I don't know what your individual majors need, but most that are in 110 are going toward the Math 140. So you'll be taking Math 111 next. And I don't know, I've still got 2 slots, and she told me she would let me know. So I don't know when I'm going to find out. But I will if we're still in classes, I will let you know in class what those 2 classes are if she ever lets me know. If you see sync DL, chances are there's a good chance I may be teaching it. But these are the 4 classes that I've got right now. Any questions on classes? Y'all getting your, are you going to know? I don't know. She said, I told her there was 3 classes that I asked for. One was a 140, which is calculus, which I don't think I'll be able to teach because I have an 8 o'clock 120. And she wants me to teach this because this is high school students, dual enrollment, and she wants me to teach that because I don't have any problems with high school students and other teachers do. So I basically just told her I would. So that takes me out of the 140. So there is a possibility I could teach the 111, and there's a possibility I could teach another 120, or a possibility for another math teaching sync DL like we're doing today. So I'll let you know as soon as I find out, but she didn't, she just said, I'll let you know. That's what she said. So anyway, but this class has no trig in it. This class is nothing but algebra and calculus. And it's a good class to, before you take the 140. And you can take it with the trig. It's not a big deal. This one, probability and statistics. Some of you might need to look at your major at Clemson and see if you need a probability and statistics. This one is kind of a conglomeration of probability and statistics and a business math and logic that we don't really get to. So that math 155, that's for 2-year degree students. So it's not transferable. But anyway, that's a little bit, and I'll let you know more when I know more. Any questions on anything having to do with classes? Okay, rant over and classes for next semester over. All right, and I'm doing that with every class. I did it with the morning class, 8 o'clock, the rant, and I'm going over it with the my 11 o'clock today, or 12 o'clock. And tomorrow I'm going over it with them. I'm going over it with every class. I'm just getting sick of it. If you need to see me after class, you send me an email or you tell me after class, Hubert, can I see you about my test? And then we'll go over to a chat session and I'll go over the test. Simple as that. I just don't understand why people can't follow directions. And it's a bonus question. It says, how do you challenge a question on the test? Ask to see Hubert after class. All right. Ending behavior. We went over all of 4.1. Here's a question out of 4.1. 73 number. Hold on. It's number 73 in the book, number 17 online. Okay, right now, I can tell you right now, this you're going to graph on the calculator. Okay, let's go ahead and graph it. When you see a question like this, I can tell you right now, you're going to do a graphing calculator. So let's go to a graphing calculator. And let's type in, let me turn the stat plot off. Y is equal to 0.0145 x to the 4th power minus 0.424 x to the 3rd power plus 3.516 x to the 2nd power minus 6.144 plus 57. And I hope I got everything right. Now, I'm going to write that down over here, and we're going to talk about it. I have no idea. I have no idea what the question's asking. Don't want to know, because I'm going to see what I can tell just from looking at it. Okay, the question's saying f of x is equal to 0.0145 x to the 4th minus 0.424 x to the 3rd plus 3.516 x squared minus 6.144 x plus 57. I know it's a quartic function, so I know it's going to be looking like this, some way, some form. I know this tells me it's going to be very wide, and this is my y what? Intercept. So just by those three things, we got some function that's going to cross at 57. It's going to be concave up. So it's either going to be in the left quadrant or the right quadrant, and it's going to be very wide, and it's going to be very, I don't know, it could be very wide like this, or it could have a saddle. It's going to be one of those two types of problems. And that's just by, and it may cross the x-axis. Okay, I'm not saying this doesn't. I'm just saying it could be down here, and it could be like this, be like that. The main thing is that you see the ending behavior is both going in the same direction because of the 4. You know that it's wide, and you know that the y-intercept is 57. But the calculator is going to do most of the work for us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom 0 for fit, and it may not put it in there. There it is. And there it is. I'm going to zoom out a little bit because we need to see if there's any other behavior. So I'm going to move it over and down a little bit. There it is. There's the saddle. So there's the saddle. So we know what it looks like now. So I'm going to rewrite it. F of x is equal to 0.0145 x to the 4th minus 0.424 x to the 3rd plus 3.516 x squared minus 6.144 x plus 57. And now we know that it's in the first quadrant predominantly. And we know it's looking something like that. A local mean, an absolute mean, and a max. Domain is all real numbers. Range is from this mean. Range is from the absolute mean to infinity. And then, of course, it's decreasing, then it's increasing, then it's decreasing, then it's increasing. I don't know if they're going to ask for all that, but after we get some numbers here, we can fill that out. So let's go ahead and find the numbers. I'm showing you what I would ask you on a test. I have no idea what they're asking, but I want to find those local mins and local maxes first. All right, so let's find the local min, trace, min, really doesn't matter which one you pick. Left bound, looks like right about there. Right bound, and the middle, right in there. Okay, that min is 1.07, comma, 53.95. That's that point. Let's find our max. So second trace, max, left bound, right bound, center, and our max is 7.29, comma, 75.75. And now our absolute second trace, min, left, right, our guess is right about there, 13.57, and 53.25. Okay, now that's pretty much all I can do now on the calculator, and I can do my increasing and decreasing. Decreasing from negative infinity to 1.07. Is that positive? Yeah, 1.07. Increasing from 1.07 to 7.29. Decreasing 7.29 to 13.57. And increasing from 13.57 to infinity. Now, you don't have a line of symmetry because it's not symmetrical. So that's all I can do. Now, let's look at the question and see what they ask, because this is what I would ask on a test. That's all I care about if you can do this. But let's see what they say. Find the average high temperature during February and September. Well, it says the monthly average high temperature in degrees Fahrenheit at a blah, 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 where X is equal to 1 corresponds to January. Okay, so what is February and September? February is the second month, and September is the what? 9th month, Hubert. Thank you. So 2 and 9. So let's go to our handy dandy calculator and go to table. Where's table? There it is. Second graph. And let's find 2 and 9. 2 is 55.62. So in February, you're talking about, I guess this is degrees. I haven't read it. 55.62 degrees. And in September, which is 9, 72.54 degrees. If that's degrees, I guess it is. It looks like it is. Okay, so let's type that in. February is 55 degrees. Says type rounding, so that would be 55.6 degrees. And 72.5 degrees. Okay, it says graph the function. Well, heck, I don't see any of them. I think this is the one. Now, why are they only referencing the first quadrant? They're only referencing the first quadrant because that's where the positive temperatures are. Now, let's see. It goes down. It looks like this one, but that's at 60, 53. That's at 40, so it's not that one. I would say it's probably B. That's really not a good representation of what our graph looks like, but based on the graph, which month is temperature about 60 degrees? Well, you can go to your table, or you could do 60 degrees. You could do y is equal to 60. And let's change that to a dashed line. And graph. Well, it's supposed to do a dashed line, but it really didn't do a dashed line. I don't know why. Yeah, it's supposed to do a dashed line. Okay, so I'm going to do a zoom box. And I'm just going to highlight the turns and I use zoom box because I was raised on CAD, and so I like zoom window. So that's why I use zoom box. Okay, so there's the first one, second one. I got 3 temperatures. Now, why am I not doing the one on the left? Because that's a negative temperature. And I'm assuming it says that September is associated with 12. What kind of threw me off? Associated with 12. December is 12. I think it says December is 12, doesn't it? Yeah, 12 represents December. Okay, so I could get those by hitting second, trace, and go to intersect. And put the estimate right about there. So at 3, so let's see, January, February, March. March, write down March. March, that's our first month that it looks like, hold on. I like this question. I like it because it does everything. March is at 60. Let's go to this one. So second, trace, intersect, and first, second, and I'm gonna guess And what's 11? 11 would be what? November? Now, I'm probably not going to do the next one. Let's look. Second, trace, intersect. Yes, first curve and the second curve. And my next, $15. Well, 15 would be technically the next year, and that would be what? January would be 1, 2, 3, January, February, March. March again. So your answer is March and November. Let's look and see if we're right. And you could do a table, and see if you can find close to 60 degrees. There's 59.93, so that's in February, January, February, March. And then let's see where we see 60 again. Right here, the closest you're going to get is between November and December. And I think we said November. So let's go to our question. And we want March and November. We don't have that. I guess it'd be March and December then. I don't know why. Maybe I didn't round. Or is that what I didn't do? Maybe I didn't round right. Let me look. Let me go to my second. Let me go to my graph. Let me do this one again right here. Second, trace, intersect. Right about there. Yeah, 11.5 would be 12. My bad. So that would be December. I messed up there. December, because 11.5 is 11.52. That's rounded up to 12, which will give you December, not November. So let's check. Is there anything else they're going to ask? We said March and December. Oh. I don't understand. I don't understand that. You just answered it. Does anybody know what they're talking about? Based on the graph. Okay, we went by the graph. We did the same thing. These are the same questions. They're probably going to end up being the same no matter what. I'm not really concerned about that last one. You plug and chug, and that's what we did with the table, and we did it with the graph with the intersection. So technically, they're the same question. That's a good test question. I like that question. Anybody got a question on it? Now, do you see how you should be able to do 4.1 material? Yes or no? Or are you just going to complain? Which one is it? Just complain that I don't show you how to do anything. Can I say yes and still complain? Yeah, sure. Just make sure you email me 5 or 6 times. All right, so that's that question. Oh, look, Mr. Bates sent me another one. Thank you, Mr. Bates. This one is 4.16316. Okay, I don't know what they're asking, but we're just going to go and do what I always do. I'm just going to graph it. Now, what does this one tell me graphing? Well, let's look. F of x is equal to 2x to the fourth. Let me put my handy dandy. 2x to the fourth plus 3x to the third minus 19x squared minus 8x minus 48. We know that's the y-intercept. We know it's going to be skinny, and we know it's going to be a quartic function. So it's going to be end in behavior. It's going to be going like that. Probably with a saddle or a flattened area. Okay. So if I was to draw a sketch of it, it's going to look something like this, maybe. Or it might have a saddle. Okay, because anytime you have this many terms, there's usually going to be a saddle, some type of saddle. And this is negative 48. That should be down here, sorry. And it'll be more compressed. So it would be more like this. Like a W or a U. Based on end behavior, based on being compressed along the x-axis, stretched along the y-axis. It's a quartic function, so that gives us a flattened or a saddle effect on the bottom, and it has a y-intercept of negative 48. So let's graph it so we can confirm our sketch. Y is equal to 2x to the fourth plus 3x to the third minus 19x squared. At least you don't have to have a mouse to punch in your calculator. Minus 8x is a pain. Minus 48. Damn Russians. This is what makes me mad. On this TI-84, you can't hit delete and delete and delete because it'll go back and start deleting your question that you just put in. See, watch. Delete. See, it starts going backwards. That's what irritates me. And it tries to delete what you've already typed in. I don't know why it does that. Boy, you talking about annoying? That's annoying. And if I go to the end, it won't do it. See? So annoying. It's a conspiracy. I should have just cleared it before I started. Now it's doing it. I think that's it. Graph. And I'm going to do a zoom 0. Oh, I forgot to take out that 60. and zoom 0. All right, I'm gonna have to zoom out because I don't think I'm getting the true picture. Okay, so it looks like it's gonna have a flat bottom to it, but we better check it just to make sure. Zoom box. I'm gonna go over to the left side over here. And that should do it. And it looks like it's pretty flat. So I'm going to check it by hitting trace. I'm just going to look and see. I'll keep an eye on my Y keeps going up. So evidently, so I'm going to find the vertex. I have no idea where it is. So I'm going to hit second trace, min, and I'm going to assume it's in the middle somewhere. And just give a guess. I have no idea, maybe somewhere in there. There's our min. Our min is equal to negative 85, 1.08, and negative 85, 1.08, comma, and 85, negative 85.47. And of course, our y-intercept is negative 48. So we've got a function that looks is well. Okay, that's basically what we got. And it's a whole lot wider on the bottom, but so our domain is all real numbers. Range is from negative 85.47 to infinity. Decreasing from negative infinity to 1.08 and increasing from 1.08 to infinity. I don't know what they're going to ask, but that's about all you can do on this one. Now, they may ask you to graph another line up here and get those intersection points. Let's see what they're going to ask. So determine the range. The range, negative 85.47. Negative 85.47. Well, that's not right. They got the right answer is negative 117.71. That means we got hidden behavior. Let me go back and we're gonna have to look at it again. We've got hidden behavior somewhere. So I'm gonna have to blow it up even more. Zoom box, and I know it's time to go, but let's see, what time's class over? 10. Y'all start convulsing here in a little bit. I'm gonna blow it up a little bit more. Evidently, we got something going on in here. Yep, there it is right there. You got a very small saddle. And buddy, they have tried to trick you on this one. They tricked me. Zoom box. I'm going to zoom it in even more. Looks like to me, there's your low point right there. Let's see, second trace, min, and just by visual, I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna see what the low point is over here. There it is. So they tried to trick you on this one. They tricked me. They got hidden behavior, and you had to draw it. You had to blow it up to see it. And there, so really, technically, what they've got is this. They've got something that looks something like this, like that. Oh, sorry. And the hidden behavior is right here. That's a min, negative 2.73, comma, negative 117.71. And that's just so everything changes. Domain is all real numbers. Range is from negative 117.71 to infinity. Decreasing negative infinity to negative 2.73, and we're going to have to find this max and this local min right there. So you're going to have to blow it up some more and find those other two, and we'll continue this Friday because time is up and some of y'all are going to start convulsing.